What do you credit or attribute that to?
I just think Jew kind of knew it was a weakness, and he really worked hard on it this summer. I mean, it hurt him. It was costing him almost 4 points a game, so it was just something he really concentrated on this summer.
The improvement that you're seeing from him, is this what you anticipated from him?
The improvement in the free throw shooting?
Yeah, at the free throw line, I'm sorry.
Yes.
And then if you could talk about Rodney, in terms of, what have you learned from him when you first got him to now? Has anything changed in terms of your understanding of him?
No, I mean, I think the best thing I can say about Rodney is he's really fun to coach. He's got a great love for the game. He loves working on his game. He's a great teammate. He's just been really fun to coach.
Following up about Rod, it seems like he's really kind of found his role and you start to play. I mean, you played the team high minutes against Indiana. How much does having two backcourt guys, Jacoby and him, that can go 36, 37, 38 minutes help you as a coach?
Well, I think the biggest thing with Rodney, again, is his plus-minus has been off the charts the last 2 weeks. The difference when he's on the court with the difference in when he's off the court has been huge. And it's just, again, trying to surround Derek and Jew with guys that can really shoot the basketball.
I just want to ask your theories about the substitution thing. That at one point you said that Sean, Jordan, and Jay, I want to say all at once, kind of bring in multiple bench guys. Is that just so that you can play the starting lineup as much as you can because of how good have they been? Or what's kind of been your theory with the bench substitution patterns?
It really varies tremendously depending on our opponent.
Hey, Coach. Good to see you. When you look at Jacoby shooting the ball, it's just, when you first saw him shoot, you watching tape or whatever, was it just like the image of it? It was like, that's the kind of guy I got to get ahead because it's such a beautiful jumper. And does he help the other guys with it? Because it's as good a three-point shot as you can see in the game.
Yeah, I mean, it was when we went to the portal, obviously after Jameer graduating, one of the biggest keys was bringing a guard in that the catch and shoot was above 40% from the three-point line. And he was one of the highest ranked catch and shoot guys in college basketball last year. So how he's shooting, it's really not a big surprise because I think he's kind of done that his whole career.
When you look at Wisconsin tomorrow, as far as matchup, the fact that you could go win a game with when it's going to be the bigs, and then next game it's going to be the backcourt. You guys going to have to shoulder load. When you look at this matchup, how do you see that? Is it more balanced in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, Wisconsin's, they have much bigger guards. Tanjay's obviously a 6-year guy, big guard. Klexman's a senior, big physical defender. Krau's an older guy. I think we're going to need as balanced of an attack as we've had all year because they really are balanced. Tanjay at UCLA hits 5 threes in the first half. Krau the other night against Ohio State dominated in the paint. They are really balanced. I think Greg did a great job in the portal, and he also has guys that have been in his program, and they're as balanced and as good a shooting team as we'll see probably all year.
Hey, Coach. I think in either the post-game video or either Chris Knock, you were talking about the post-game, you mentioned after the Illinois win, you guys were knocking at the door and picking up that first road win, and obviously being able to follow it up in Indiana. But just kind of coming off that 2-game stretch, does it feel that there's a little bit more confidence or guys a little bit more loose, just kind of being able to finally answer that?
No, we were pretty confident.
And I guess obviously kind of going into tomorrow, but just kind of looking big picture, I guess what do you feel like kind of gives you the most confidence about where your team is at right now?
I really like their attitude, to be honest with you. I think they understand kind of where we are. They understood how tough January was going to be, as many games that we had to play in January. So they really kept a great attitude the whole time. With a couple of tough losses on the road, they kind of just, I think it was their attitude more than anything that was really refreshing. They had great attitudes going into the Nebraska game. And then obviously at Illinois, they understood the game plan really well. They had a good feeling. It's been a good vibe all year with this group. They're fun to be around. They're fun to coach. They're a good group of guys.
And last for me, I think over the last 2 games, Jacoby Gillespie has 17 assists, 4 turnovers. And, every time, it seems like as, each portion of the season, he kind of talked about, I just want to get comfortable, want to get my teammates involved. But what do you feel like is kind of clicking with him in conference play?
I just think he's getting used to the conference more than anything. I mean, his first time through it, seeing different defenses, seeing the size and physicality of the league. I think he's just getting a much more comfortable with the type of defense that's played in the Big Ten.
Kevin, a little more about John Tonchi, just the challenges that he presents you guys, what makes him such a tough matchup?
I think one of the things that really makes him tough is that he scores in transition more than he scores in the half court. So I think he's really good. He's really good at like just understanding who's guarding him. You could tell he's an older guy. If he has a smaller guy on him, he's going to drive him hard right and use his physicality and his size to him. If he has a big guy on him and the big guy tries to give him space, he's just going to shoot over him. He shoots the ball at such a high clip. Obviously, I don't coach him, but he just seems like he's a very smart basketball player. He doesn't seem like he just understands who's guarding him. He reminds me of an old NBA vet that just doesn't get sped up, doesn't get frustrated, and is just going to kind of take advantage of what the defense gives him. There's games where he doesn't shoot the ball for 5 or 6 minutes, and the next thing you know, he has 14 quick points. I mean, he's that talented of a player.
And you knew you guys would be a better three-point shooting team this season. At what point did you realize how much better you guys would be this year and how you'd be able to sustain it in league plays you have?
Just in the portal, I mean, Selt shot 40% on catch and shoot threes. We knew how good of a shooter Rodney was just because of watching him in high school and even his limited play at Virginia Tech. And then obviously Kobe's numbers. So just that alone, adding those 3 guys was it was just really the focus to help protect Julian and Derek.
Mike and then Pete.
Coach, I have a question just about Tafara from, getting to understand him a little. He told me sometimes, it's a confidence thing for him. Just for you, how as a coach have you instilled that confidence in him? Obviously, he shows flashes all the time of the plays he's able to make. And is that style maybe a little different for him as to other coaches?
I lost you for a second. I apologize.
No worries. Just like instilling confidence in Tafara specifically and getting the most out of him,
Yeah, I mean, I think, Tafara's been very patient with understanding sometimes his minutes haven't been where he probably wants them, but he knows through practice and all, the way we work and the way our individual improvement, how much confidence we have. And I think Tafara's been, he's added 25 pounds since he's gotten here. He's worked really hard on his game. I think his confidence, comes from the fact of how hard he works.
Mm-hmm. And I'm aware he was someone who was recruited here even before, you were here, just obviously a low relationship there. And you kind of were adamant about bringing him in here. Just what did you see in him and why was he someone that you wanted to bring to your program?
He's a great young man, first off. In the portal era, you really got to be careful who you bring in and add to people. And Tafar's one of those, you love being around him. He always has a good attitude. He always has a smile on his face. Those guys didn't get in the game, and they were just as happy as anybody after the game. And I think he's a pro. I don't think he's there yet, but I think he has the ability. He can shoot the basketball. He can put the ball on the floor. I just think he has unbelievable potential, and and his character really helps him.
Kev, with watching Derek, as a freshman, despite the talents, you're going to have the up and downs of that. To see him fight through a couple of games where he didn't look like he had his best, to come back and play really well again, how comforting is that? And what did you see it take to get to that?
Derek kind of understands, like, he's a smart kid, so he kind of he understood that he's going to struggle a little bit, and I think that just him understanding that, us talking about it, us showing him his struggles. He's so smart, he just picked up on it and understood where he had to really change his motor a little bit at times. And I think, again, this league will challenge you, especially still since we're in the COVID year, seniors. I mean, he's going to go up against two of them tomorrow night. So just from that standpoint, you know, he also has a lot of confidence in himself. So we never really had to worry about him losing his confidence.
Anything else? Brandy?
Hi, Coach. The university just received, one of the largest, amounts of money, but specifically a lot of it's going to go towards your program. Just being here a couple of years, how gratifying is it for you that you, continue to carry on the Maryland basketball tradition and people want to literally invest dollars into your program that you have?
Yeah. I mean, one of the biggest draws about this program is everyone talks about the DMV and the recruiting stuff, but we have 400,000 unbelievable alumni. And the person that gave this gift is a monster fan of the program and has been for a long time. He's my dinner buddy on the road, so to speak. But we have so many great alumni at this university, and we have a ton of very passionate alumni about the basketball program. And this particular person just wanted to give a legacy for the program. I mean, I think it shows just the history of the program. It really has nothing to do with me. He doesn't like me that much. I think it has more to do with how great this program has been. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.